UAE Tourist Visa online made easy with Visa Titans. Do Canadian citizens need visa for UAE? Yes. Only citizens of GCC countries do not require a visa or permit or to be sponsored by a national or resident in the UAE, visa-free. The Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC, is a political and economic union of Arab states bordering the Gulf. It was established in 1981 and it's including 6 members, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, Kuwait, and Bahrain. What types of visas does UAE provide? The United Arab Emirates provides one type of visas only, which is temporarily entry permit or entry visas that allow all foreigners visitors from eligible nationalities to enter UAE for tourism and business and work purposes. Does UAE provide e-visa? Here are some good news. Yes, you can now simply apply remote for United Emirates e-visa online as the UAE government is offering tourist UAE e-visas service. The process of obtaining UAE e-visas is very simple and you can apply totally online. You just have to apply through the application form online and attach other visa requirements. After that, if you get approval to your apply, you'll receive your visa via email and you will be able to book flight straight to UAE. A valid UAE visa allows you to enter the country through any port of entry regardless the emirate of visa issuance. This makes the visa process to UAE very easy and straightforward. Consequently, there is no need to visit UAE Embassy or UAE Consulate to apply for a visa to UAE. Is UAE giving visa now? All passengers arriving from any point of origin, GCC countries included, must hold a negative COVID-19 PCR test certificate for a test taken no more than 72 hours before departure. UAE nationals are exempt from the above, but will be required to take a COVID-19 PCR test on arrival at Dubai Airport. What is the duration of stay in UAE e-visa? E-visa duration of stay can be either 30 days or 90 days. Once you complete the granted duration of stay you must leave the country or you will have to pay 100 Emirati dirhams per overstay day. Alternatively, you may extend your visa without having to leave the country. Does e-visa provide multiple entry? Yes, e-visa provides entry several times and the duration of stay in this visa could be either 30 or 90 days. You can go in and out of the country multiple times within validity duration of the visa. The visa fee varies depending on the duration of stay. However, the visa requirements remain the same regardless of the requested number of entries or validity. How long does it take to get an e-visa? The waiting time is only 1 day. After you apply through your UAE application and submit it along with other requirements, it'll take 1 day to process it. If it takes longer than that, there might be some mistakes in your apply form. We can help you to obtain UAE visa if you want one in a very quick and easy way as Visa Titans has a success rate of 99.99% and a very minimum rejecting rate. What documents are required for UAE visa? To prevent UAE visa rejection from occurring, make sure you apply correctly through your UAE visa application form and submit your UAE visa required documents which includes your current valid passport valid for at least 6 months with at least 1 blank page. Passport size photograph. Email address. a debit or credit card to pay your e-visa fees. However, applicants' mistakes in UAE travel visa application form can lead to UAE visa rejection. Visa Titans can prevent that from happening and ensuring that you receive it as soon as possible. How much does UAE visa cost? Here are the charge fees. Tourist, short term, single entry, 30 days from arrival date $90 or multiple entry, 30 days from first entry $175. Tourist, long term, single entry, 90 days from arrival date $190 or multiple entry, 90 days from first entry $460. What UAE visa services does Visa Titans provide? If you are a visitor and for your visa to UAE United Arab Emirates, Visa Titans provides e-visa services. The process is very straightforward and 100% online. All you have to do is apply online, upload the necessary documents, and afterward, Visa Titans consultants will process your application. After successful processing, you'll receive your visa through email.